Okay, so it's been quite some time, quite a while, since I talked about Toonami and what's been going on with the block. I mean, it's been actually a few years since I've even made any type of video announcement about Toonami bringing anime and stuff like that. And in case you don't know what Toonami is, the Toonami I'm referring to in particular is a broadcast that is on cable television in North America. I'm not sure if it's in Canada or not. I know it's in the US, obviously, where they, for the most part, play anime through and through. Occasionally they, especially back in the day, they used to have like different shows that weren't particularly anime, maybe American action cartoons, but for the longest now, especially since its revival in 2012, I want to say, it's been an anime block that plays anime on cable TV, and it's been a big deal. It was how a lot of people back in the day got into anime and discovered anime, whether it be the earlier days with Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, whether it was the early 2000s with Naruto, whatever it is, you more than likely got into anime in those times through Toonami, because it was a big deal. They had Gundam, they had, Dragon Ball, they had a whole wide variety of anime to get into. And it stood the test of time. To this day, Toonami is actually still running, but we had a big announcement recently, which, don't get me wrong, I know that Toonami has for a while now constantly changed the amount of time that they have. It expands and declines in terms of, like, it'll start at 11:30 and air sometimes till 5 or 6, but recently they announced that now it's going to be just 3 hours, I want to say, of programming, which I think that that's a testament to a lot of what's been going on lately. For starters, streaming has astronomically taken over and grown since, when Toonami first came back in 2012. In 2012, I still didn't really give a shit about streaming. I was still like, don't get me wrong, I was streaming new anime here or there online, whatever I could find it, whatnot, but for the most part, it was like, okay, Toonami's cool. 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, like, it was still all good to really, tune into Toonami. But aside from like Dragon Ball Super, just because most people really love the dub for Dragon Ball, although me, I'm already at the point where I'll sub everything. I watch sub of all my anime. It brings a big question: Toonami's importance and relevance at this point. Is it needed anymore? I think one of the things, for me anyway, that I see serves a purpose for Toonami is that it caters to and brings in fans from different demographics that normally would not get into anime. I like to a certain degree, attribute the success of, or the continuing of Toonami on, like, for mainstream audiences, as to why when you go into some stores, you see a lot of anime merchandise. And usually the merchandise, like when you go to Hot Topic or you go to FYE or any of the stores that have anime and manga merchandise, it's usually stuff that has played on Toonami or is currently playing on Toonami. And I feel as though Toonami definitely helps to still, to a certain point, bring in audiences that aren't particularly hardcore anime and manga fans. They're not reading the latest chapter when it comes out or watching the latest episode. So it still has somewhat of a purpose there, but I feel as though Toonami's importance definitely isn't like what it was, especially, back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, and even from when the time it came back now. Like, for me personally, as I'm getting older, it's like I have such a busy schedule. I have a kid, I got all this YouTube stuff doing, I'm writing a manga, I got a lot of stuff on my plate. So for me, it's just inconvenient to be like, oh, on a Saturday night, I gotta make sure I catch these shows. So at this point in my life, like, Toonami is not, I don't even like having cable anymore. I don't have cable. Like, I don't need it. I got Crunchyroll, Netflix. Like, I have a wide variety of streaming services, so why do I need cable when I could watch what I want on demand? I think people's attention span and people's want of getting things quickly, instant gratification, is another big issue. People don't want to wait till you serve them up whatever. People want to watch, like, if I want to get into Black Clover, I want to get into Naruto, I want to get into whatever it is, I'm going to want to watch 10 episodes. I'm going to want to watch 20 episodes. I'm going to want to marathon it. I don't want to watch one episode a week anymore. And I don't think people really subscribe to that type of watching like they used to, unless, again, it's select times. Like, yeah, there's like the stuff that I want to say The Mandalorian on Disney. So they're still trying to keep that intact somewhat. But I feel as though we've been spoiled so much with the streaming services, like when Netflix just drops a full 12 episodes, here you go, of a new season and shit like that. I ain't trying to wait every week for Toonami to drop. I ain't trying to do it. And if I am trying to wait a week for, like, you know, a new anime that I'm watching or whatever, I'll stream it on my time, not on the time that they programmed and tell me to watch it. So I think Toonami's foothold and its importance definitely isn't as important as Firm or any of the sorts like it used to be. Let's take a look actually at the programming that they have, because I will say that for the longest time Toonami's been hitting it out the park with getting all the right shows. They're really tapped in and in tune with what people want to watch. So Toonami's programming block moves to 3 hours length. Let's read the article real quick. Jason DeMarco, Senior Vice President and Creative Director for Adult Swim, posted on Twitter on Friday that Toonami will be moving back to a 3-hour block for a while. DeMarco stated that Adult Swim's programming department asked about how this team felt about shortening the Toonami broadcast, as the programming block at 5 hours, 5.5 to 6 hours in length, was getting too expensive and unwildly to handle. DeMarco added that his team's preferred length for the broadcast is 3 hours. I want to say the broadcast time now is going to be from 11:30 to 3 a.m. So they're losing another hour. And the broadcast that they have, the programming that they have, starting on February 29th, will be My Hero Academia, Sword Art Online, Alicization War of Underworld. So I think that's like the second half of the latest Sword Art Online anime. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Food Wars, Black Clover, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, and wrapping it up with Naruto Shippuden. And I want to say honestly, they're making all the right moves. Like, these are all shows that they should definitely have. My Hero, Black Clover, Sword Art Online, of course, Demon Slayer. I just think that the way people traditionally watch TV has really changed so dramatically, especially with anime and manga, which we was already conditioned for the longest time. Like, hey, if you want to watch your show, you got to find a link somewhere, and we've already been conditioned to that, and it's only just gotten progressively more like, it's more convenient for me to just pull out my phone and or go on my PlayStation 4 and pull up Crunchyroll, pull up Netflix, Amazon Prime, pull up any of those streaming services and watch it when I want to watch it, watch as much of it as I want to watch, as long as it's already all out, instead of I gotta wait and be in front of the tube. Like, you know, we're not in the 90s anymore. We're not back in the day where you needed to wait on them to feed us. We get it when we want it. So I think Toonami, to a certain degree, the state of it at this particular point, as much as I've always been a huge fan, I love Tom. I know that they're the ones co-producing the Uzumaki anime, and I'm really, really excited about that. And I have no problem with Toonami. I want to be clear. I'm not bashing them in any fashion. I mean, I'm just giving my critique and my thoughts on the matter, because I think what they've been doing has been great. They really helped to further popularize anime and manga in the West. No problems with them whatsoever. My thing is that to explain what's going on with Toonami, I feel as though it's just not anymore a preferred method of people watching things. People aren't going to watch like they used to. I think Dragon Ball Super was one of the biggest things to actually bring people continuing to come to Toonami, because people were loving Dragon Ball Super, especially the casuals that don't want to watch the Japanese version, or people that just in general they like the dub. They were probably going to Toonami for that. Dragon Ball Super is over. I don't see that Toonami is as important as it used to be, and again, it sucks. I love it. The bumps were amazing. A boy has the right to dream. That shit still to this day hits me in the feels, and I'm still rooting for them. I'm looking forward to what they do with Uzumaki. I know they did the Fooly Cooly sequel anime. They were part of the production of that, so no hard feelings to them. But as far as the state of Toonami, I just feel as though in another 10 years, I don't see it being around. And it's a shame, because that's our childhoods, but you know, everything good comes to an end, and yeah, I just don't see Toonami lasting that much longer, considering the climate of everybody switching over to streaming services. But I'm curious what you guys think about this. How do you feel about the state of Toonami? Do you think it's still needed at this point anymore? What do you think about them going back to a 3-hour block? Again, I know that's not nothing new. I know that they constantly upscale and downscale programming times and blocks or whatever, but do you think that Toonami could last another 10 years? Do you think in 2030 we will still be talking about Toonami, or I say honestly, Toonami got 5 years left max, and that's pushing it, because as Disney Plus, Netflix, and everything continues to progressively become the norm, cable TV and cable television is starting to decrease in people watching TV that way. So after this one though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace. Last time, I'ma say last time. Moving on to the future, leave the memories as a pastime. Memories always feel like the worst. Deading all the past, leave it in a hearse. Sometimes I wanna lie, but I don't. Why lie when truthfully you get caught in it? Then usually it's all off and shit, uncalled for shit. Now I'm off the shit. Maybe lately what I've been facing got me crazy. No, I can't take it. Maybe